So hey guys, welcome to our weekly Team Perseverance team call. It is I gotta check here, the 23rd of March. And here we are. We come together every Monday night at 8:30 to have news, training, announcements. Recently, we've had some guest speakers, and I'm really excited about tonight's call. But first, since we're adding coaches by the day in our team, if there's any new coaches on here, for those that maybe don't know me, my name is Dave Atkins. I'm your upline star diamond and the founding Team Perseverance team coach. And my wife and I both work full time. My wife is also a coach as well. She's a school teacher. I work, I see Sharice, something popping up. Sharice, I work full time with the state police. But we have this opportunity in front of us today that Kristen and I are truly passionate about helping others and helping all of you. And like I say, I will not rest until I help each and every one of you achieve your whys, achieve your goals, achieve your dreams. And that's why I truly enjoy getting here every week, is to help each of you help your people. And like I always say, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So if there's somebody that needs help, then I will not rest, because that's what I'm here for, each and all of you. So guys, with that, getting into a couple of announcements, and then some recognition. All right, so I hope everybody has a pen and paper. So first and foremost, this month, April 1st, as you guys all know, starting in April, it is about going for green, going for emerald. We had St. Patrick's Day, we have Earth Day. So as you have seen, the 2 weeks leading up to April 1st, and we're about a week into it, every day, one of the diamonds on our team, somebody is posting a video about the benefits, the advantages, why it's simply cool, or whatever it is, or why you want to reach Emerald Coach in the month of April. So we are pushing to help everybody become an Emerald Coach. And I think today's video really explained that I posted about why you want to get to Emerald Coach. And there's no better way to do that, which gets into my next announcement with our Coach Sneak Peek. It started today. So those of you that are in the Coach Sneak Peek, I saw Sharice posting our coaches page. And Sharice, again, I have to give a shout out and thank you to Sharice, who's one of my diamonds that's basically running and posting and doing this group on her own. It is a ton of work, and especially now that there's over 300 people and trying to keep an eye on everything going on. It's a ton of work. So Sharice, again, kudos to you and thank you. But guys, the people that are in it, there's a morning post, there's a mid-afternoon post, and then there's an afternoon post, and then there's an evening post. Or at minimum, there is a morning post and evening post. All right? So if you check in the evening and you see Monday morning's post there, please go in there and either like or comment on that, or even do something to bump up the post that should be at the top. And also realize that if you go back a day and post on something that was yesterday, or say we're on Tuesday tomorrow, and you post on something yesterday, you're going to cause that to go to the top of the news feed. So you don't need to tag your people in every post below that Sharice does. Check in with them privately. If you feel there's something very important that you think they should watch, feel free to tag them. I'm not saying not to do that, but we're trying to keep it systematic because there's so many people. We're trying to keep the most important post or the most recent post at the top. All right? Next, our team challenge groups are in week 2, right? So the captains of your challenge groups, week 2, a lot of it's about motivation on week 2 or whatever your captain may be tweaking to make it fun. So it's in week 2. But guys, don't forget to follow up with your people that maybe did not come on as coaches with us for our challenge group that ended about a week ago. Okay? The fortune is in the follow-up. I can't say that enough. So follow up. If you have questions or you're getting objections, post it on our coaches page. We're all here to help. The next 2 announcements regarding coach training, and this is important because I've been getting a lot of messages about this. Our Coach 30-Day Bootcamp Training, Coach Basics, it runs the first Monday of every month. So the next one is April 5th. Okay, so if you want to be in the Coach Basics April 5th training, okay, your upline diamond is going to organize that. I will put a post up on our main page for those that are I'm in their upline. But as you guys remember, because of the size of the team, your upline diamond now runs the 30 days. It's all the same training. It's just a matter of making it easier to branch off. So April 5th is Coach Basics, and as a whole, as a team, April 5th is also our next RAMP training, Rank Advanced Mentorship Program. That's our Emerald to Diamond training. That is 60 days. That is starting also on April 5th. Now, the prerequisites for that is 2 things. Very important. Number 1 is you have to be an Emerald coach to be in that. And number 2 is that you've had to go through the 30-day coach training. Okay? So the prerequisites to be in RAMP, Rank Advanced Mentorship Program, is you have to be done with the 30-day coach training and you have to be an Emerald coach. All right? And this is more trained to help you build to Diamond. There's one-on-one calls of me, one-on-one calls with the group. So there's more of an intimate setting instead of this large group of people to help you guys. And 2 last things, and then we're going to get into recognition. Super Saturday. Our next Super Saturday is April 25th. For the newer coaches, what is Super Saturday? It's an event you don't want to miss. No, basically what it is that quarterly Beachbody puts on Super Saturday events. There's 5 big events of the year, the 4 Super Saturdays, and Coach Summit is the biggest event, which is in Nashville this coming July. But Super Saturday is in every state, in all 50 states, in multiple locations. So it's a time where a coach from that area, usually a coach, they want at least an Emerald, but it could be a newer coach, hosts the Super Saturday. They get the news announcements. There's a video a lot of times that there's guest speakers. We end with workouts, but it's a place, guys, to get surrounded by real and live coaches. It gets very lonely at times being at home behind the computer, pounding the keys, getting objections, but when you're around with the energy of real people, those are the times that are the aha moments, are the game changers for everybody, for their business. So on the heels of that, we go into Summit, which is in Nashville. Guys, Summit is the biggest event, the coach event of the year. There's going to be 25,000 coaches there this year. I think last year there was maybe about 8 to 10 of us. I think we have over 30 of us going this year at least, and the number's growing. At Summit, I got us a private place to have a 2-hour happy hour cocktail hour for us before opening session, which is in the NFL stadium. So guys, try to get to Summit. Not even try. Be at Summit. And I know some of you are saying, but I can't afford it, this and that. Guys, my income the first time I went to Summit to the next year went up 700% after the first Summit. The next Summit I went to, then it made me realize it's time to grow the team. And then this past Summit, I went there and said, I'm going to hit elite coach. I'm going to do whatever it takes to be in the top of this network. And every time I went to Summit, it's changed my mindset. And my income has grown to a 6-figure business because of events like Summit. Okay? So make sure, if you can, get to Summit. Go to CoachSummit.com, okay, to see more about that. So last but not least, before I get into recognition, is there any questions, guys? Just unmute your lines. I may not be able to see you guys all on the screen. Are there any questions? Anybody? No. Guys, you're an easy crowd today. All right. So into that, I'm going to get right into recognition. Now listen, the back office is down, guys, so I can't get in and, as I normally do, give shout-outs to everybody with 200 team volume points or more. But what I would like to do is I would like to give shout-outs to everybody that's hit Success Club in March so far. So to date, and again, this is on self-reporting on our team page, okay? I have the following coaches that have hit at least Success Club 5. So we have Emily Huck with 8 points, Michelle Delasala with 10, Amy Franchi with 18, one of our newest diamonds. Way to go, Amy. Kristen Smalls with 14, Donna Versace with 12, Shannon Larice with 10, Jen Holman 9, Beth Feldman 6, Diane Rizzo 6, Stacy Larice 11, Sharice Rome-Nolson 10, Lynn Stewart 28, Lynn, unbelievable. Shauna Carlucci 12, Kimberly Ronaldson 5, Matt Guy 8, Kerry Pianchitonio 12, myself 8, Rachel Roth 8, Elizabeth Mullenbrook 5, Suzanne Melandro 10, Kristen Malone 6, Darlene Champ 6, Tina Bascone 6, Mary Priscilla 10, Megan Bassat 6, Katie Lowich 6, Amanda Fortiel 8, Stacy Ferranti 5, Courtney Stafford 5, Tara McGinty 6, Kerry John 6, and Lauren Laval 8 points. So guys, congratulations everybody that has hit Success Club in the month of March thus far. So guys, amazing, amazing work. So let me just see if there's some, any questions. Anybody, any questions, guys? No. All right, guys, so without further ado, I don't want to keep Dia waiting much longer, but a quick introduction to Dia is I actually met Dia because her husband, who retired from the state police as a zone sergeant, one of the guys I work with, he was actually my academy counselor. He used to kick my butt when I was in the academy in 1998. But I met Dia through her husband, Rob, and Dia now's story is amazing. Beside her and I becoming personal friends, beside her and I having a little talk that we had at leadership last September, which I'll never forget. I know Dia won't forget that either, when we were both striving to get to 5-star and be leaders and hit elite coaches, to Dia taking the leap of faith and leaving her full-time job as an attorney, guys, and now a full-time Beachbody coach, cast an Insani Max 30, which I absolutely love and so proud of her for that. And just an amazing person that's grown so much, and I can just see what's happening on Facebook. And I always say iron sharpens iron, right? And Dia is definitely somebody that has helped me lift myself higher because of the things that she's done and hearing her and the talk we had in Arizona. So without further ado, I want to spotlight Dia, and I got to find you and unmute you. So let's see where I can find you. Where did Dia go? Where's Waldo? It's like, where's Waldo? Oh, there she is. Hi, Dia.
Okay, I unmuted myself. Hi, everyone.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. I'm glad you can hear me. So you made me sound much better than I actually am. So thank you. Actually, just thank you for letting me have the opportunity to speak to your team. I see myself, just as a regular person, like everyone here on the call should. And, you guys can direct me as to what you'd like me to say. But, I'll just start off with my story. I started as a Beachbody coach in 2010. I started as a discount coach. Like Dave said, I was an attorney, and I really, I wasn't interested at all at this from a business perspective. I started to do Beachbody's programs as a customer. In fact, my husband ordered P90X, and I'm like, I don't know why you're ordering that thing, because they just don't work. But, just against all of my wishes, he ordered it and he started doing it. And I'm like, I'm the practical one. So I'm kind of like, all right, if this thing is here, I'm going to try it. And so I tried it, and I got decent results, but not because of the program, because some of us know I keep it real, and I didn't eat the way I was supposed to eat. So I saw good results, but not great results, because I just, I was just working out, and I wasn't following the nutrition plan, and I wasn't drinking Shakeology. So fast forward to being in a hotel, we were on some trip, and I saw another infomercial. Meanwhile, I didn't even know about Beachbody, the company. I only knew about P90X. So I'm sure many of you can relate to that, walking up to someone and they're like, oh, P90X, yeah, that's, I know that company, but, Beachbody, what's that, right? So to make a long story short, I saw an infomercial for Insanity, and I looked at it, and I'm like, you know what? I can do that. I was over 200 pounds when I first started my journey. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition that attacks my thyroid. So I had an underactive thyroid as a result of that. And nothing was working for me. Like, I couldn't lose weight. I'd come home. I worked a ridiculous number of hours for a law firm in the city. And I would come home and just fall asleep on my couch, just out like a light. I actually felt bad for my family because I was just not present at all. And so I did Insanity, and in my first round, my first 60 days, I lost 18 pounds and 22 inches. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, holy cow. And it just started this chain reaction for me that I never knew existed. I mean, I just started sharing what I was doing. In the interim, I became a coach, because if you are like dying like I used to be, and the video keeps playing at the end, it'd be like, log into Team Beachbody and blah, 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 and Shakeology, and all this stuff would pass across the screen. And I was like, what is this Team Beachbody thing, So I logged in, and I saw that I could save money. And of course, I was trying the shakes. So I'm like, well, if I can save 25% on these shakes, like, that's cool. So I signed up. I didn't know my upline. I just hit the button, I just decided that I was going to do it. It was going to save me money. And when it was $15 a month, like I spent that on lunch in the city. So that was not a huge investment for me. And it took me a while to really recognize the value of this business. And, because I saw it as a $15 business, when in reality, it's huge. Like the opportunity to build a business with Beachbody is limitless. So right now, if you're thinking this is a $15 business, like stop it. Okay. Because it's not, right. And so it took me a little while to wake up. I'm going to admit that. But when I did, like Dave said, going to Summit really changed my entire perspective. I was earning the free Success Club trips and when I attended Summit, I guess it was 2 years ago, because things had happened at my job where, I couldn't count on it. They cut salaries. I mean, just the economy was doing what it was doing. And I was just like, you know what? I've sacrificed so much of my life and my family for this. And what am I getting in return? Sure, I made a very good income. Sure, there was some prestige behind being an attorney. But at the end of the day, if I wasn't satisfied, then really, what was it worth? Was it worth it? And as my transformation started to happen with Beachbody and the way I was able to touch not only my life, but the lives of others, that hit me here. Like that hit me in my heart. And so my passion grew for Beachbody and being able to help others and earning an income and, earning free trips and being able to do the things that we were able to do in addition to our income, but with Beachbody's income, because, being an attorney comes with a lot of debt, and so, last year we were recognized at Summit for financial fitness. And what that means is we were able to pay off all of our debt. And so for us, that was huge. I mean, huge. And so I don't even know really where I'm going with this, but the bottom line is I made that decision at Summit one day that I had to do something different, that so what, I had achieved what people thought was success, but if it wasn't success to me, then what was it for? And I made the decision to grow my Beachbody business. And I continued to work at my job, but as I said, the passion for coaching grew, and it was like something I just couldn't stop. It was just happening and growing inside of me. And so one opportunity presented itself. I was with Beachbody. I was able to make certain decisions. So while I was working, a ridiculous number of hours at a firm, I was able to transfer from our New York City office to a more suburban office, which did include a pay cut, but I was okay with that because I had Beachbody. I had that income that was helping me, be able to make other decisions that were freeing me up from the bondage, really, of being beholden to a job that I thought sort of owned me because they were paying me a certain salary. So that gave me that freedom. And then from there, I thought that I wanted something else. Like maybe it was just firm life. Maybe my passion was going for Beachbody because I didn't enjoy being at a firm. So I went in-house thinking that was going to give me a better life. And so I worked for a major company in New York City, and doing that gave me an opportunity that, if you don't know, like I'm a Christian and I believe in God. And so for me, it was about following a path that I saw being laid out for me, and that I realized that there are no accidents, right? And so I was able to go back into the city, but for a different job. And when the casting came up for Insanity Max 30, my logical brain was like, I really don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. Like, I don't know. We had to be available for an entire month. And, I'm still working full time. But if this is something that God has for me, like a way is going to be made. So I put myself in the ring and I went to the casting. And I have to tell you, if you guys have watched Insanity Max 30, I am not the fittest person on that video. That is clear. Okay. And so I looked around at other people who were at casting and I was just like, holy cow, really? So I auditioned and, was given a spot, and I just knew that I knew that if I got that spot, that was a sign that this was something that I had to do. So I know I'm talking for a really long time and I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
Good.
I get really passionate about it. And so that was a sign for me to really have to make a choice, right? That was a crossroads for me. And so when I found out that I was given the spot, I had to go to my job and say, here's what I did say. I said, I have an opportunity to do something that I believe I am meant to do. And I want this to work for you. This is my boss, and I want it to work for me. So I'm willing to make, I'm willing to do what it is you need me to do, but I'm doing this. And they were kind of shocked and kind of taken aback, like, well, what? Like, I didn't even have any details, right? It was all secret, top secret. So I'm like, I can't tell you what it is, but I have to do it, And so they thought I was crazy. But I was just like, you know what? This is something I have to do, because when I was 200 pounds, there was someone on a video who inspired me to push play every day. And I told them that if I could do that for someone else, then that is what I'm supposed to do. So whatever we need to do, but I am doing this. And that's what I did. And so, my boss said, well, look, I'll talk to the vice president and we'll see what we can do. I said, fine. Meanwhile, we were starting that next week. So I was like, okay, no problem. And so, my boss called me back and he said, all right, well, we'll work it out. And by the way, I'm going, on a cruise, like on Wednesday. So I need to really know, because we were going on Beachbody's cruise that next Wednesday. So, fast forward, everything worked the way it was supposed to work. And, we shot and I went back to work. And while I was at work, it was, something happened. And like my spirit told me, like, it's time. Like, you need to go, because you're not living. What you thought was living was not life. And this is something that you need to do. This is what you are supposed to be doing. And so I gave my notice and I walked away from my law career, and I'm now a full-time Beachbody coach. I love it. And like Dave said, it was a huge leap of faith for me, because if you know any attorneys, they're pretty risk averse. And so for me, leaving something like that took a huge leap of faith. But like I said, I believe that, that there was something that it was meant for me to do, and that doors just continued to open, and they continue to open for me. So I'm just blessed and grateful to have been given that opportunity. And, ever since, saying yes to this, things in my life have changed completely. My relationships have changed. Like Dave said, we became elite coaches in 2014. So, I'm just looking forward to where, God is going to take me, because, yeah, I'm just grateful. So.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's chills, dear. Unbelievable. These are things that, like, I want you to talk about, because you're somebody that personal development, to drop a hat, you pick up, you're an Anthony Robbins, right? Yeah. So, I mean, like, literally, like, did you not just do that, like, out of nowhere?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I read his books, and he's unbelievable. Like, and I'm telling Kristen, like, holy cow, just 2 seconds I look, and there's Dia. She's, boom, it's Anthony Robbins. So, personal development. What is personal development meant to you, and how important is that to the growth of your business?
Wow, personal development is huge, because, many of us, we walk about our life, our previous life before network marketing. Like, you don't really know what this is. And we walk around, we used to, right? Some of us who, if you're not engaging in personal development, you walk around with a lot of head trash. That's what I like to call it. And, from MJ Durkin, another person who I used to listen to, and, for personal development. But, we have these tape recorders that we play in our heads, and we listen to, negativity or people's objections and all these things that we're being fed. And unless you are feeding yourself and feeding your mind with personal development, you're not going to grow. And you can think that it's hocus pocus, or you can think that, all right, yeah, I'm going to read that. But it is so critical for you to invest in your personal development if you want to succeed, because the better you become, the better you can influence and help those around you, right? You want to attract a certain kind of person. So you need to become that person. Who is it that you want to attract? Then you need to become that person. And so, yeah, like Dave said, I mean, like it was like Wednesday, the event was on Thursday, a ticket open. I just was like, I'm going. I'm there. And I booked a hotel room and I spent 4 days immersed in Tony Robbins. I walked on fire. Like it was just like the most amazing thing ever. But you have to be open. And by the way, personal development is not just about reading. It's not just about reading or listening. It's about applying it. Okay. So when you hear something, when you see something or you hear something and it resonates with you, most likely that's something that you need to work on, because all of us will hear and read and receive different things, but it's those things, the things that resonate with you are the things that you really need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what is it about me? And that's what personal development has done for me. And it's changed my business because, yeah, I mean, without it, I'd probably be the stagnant attorney just stuck in, behind a desk and, writing briefs or arguing in court.
So Dia, you're a mom, right? Of more than one child, so you have multiple kids. Obviously, right? You built most of your business to now where you're full-time, but you were married, you work full-time, you had a law firm. How did you balance your life to build your business before we are now? Even now, it's still a balance. Your kids are young, you have a lot going on. So what do you do on a daily basis? What does another 5-star dom and elite coach do to balance what they need to do to be successful?
Well, speaking of personal development, first of all, time management for me was huge. As an attorney, I always consider myself an organized person, but it was really, really about putting first things first and prioritizing the things that need to be done, because there's distraction out there and you need to make sure that you're focused on the things that are going to move your business forward. So time management was huge. I was one of those people who like color coded my calendar. I did to actually be able to visualize the roles in my life that, that I wanted to take priority. So that was very important to me. And so now, my buckets have just changed. I still have different roles, but, the time that I invest in different ones, it's moved around. So whereas I might have blocked, most of my day as an attorney and, filled in my Beachbody business in the morning and lunch and breaks or whatever, if I'm, in the car, I do personal development or make calls. It's just really about being organized and making sure that you are investing your time where it's most useful. And I'm sure you guys talk about, like power hours and things like that you just need to do it. And it's the mundane everyday stuff that you need to schedule and make sure you just get it done. And those are the things that I still do today. Are there days when I don't do it as much? Yeah, because I do have a little more time now. But it doesn't matter. When you're not doing the work, you're not going to see the results. So it's just about putting in the time and the effort.
So we always get the question, I'm sure you hear it on your team, newer coaches, how are you inviting? How are you finding people? And obviously somebody like yourself is tapped out in the cold market. What do you tell your new coaches for inviting or sharing for all the new people on my team, that are a lot of them that are on, to connect and get the business going? What would be your top tips with that?
Wow. So new people, yes, like Dave said, you right now sort of have the benefit of, tapping into your friends and your family who are seeing you transform. So first of all, you've got to be a product of the product. Like you must be drinking your Shakeology and doing your workout program. And, this is not about selling, right? Like, I tell my new coaches, please don't blast links on your page and all that. Like make Beachbody a part of your life, because after all, that's what it is. It's part of your life. It's just one facet of who you are. So I tell them to share what the products do for them, or share what the team, what being part of the team is like, and allow people to ask you questions and to attract people to you, rather than, being that person who like was day one an attorney and now all of a sudden I'm a Beachbody coach, so I know everything. Like you don't, and so just share your experience, because that's more valuable. That makes you credible. Now all of a sudden, flipping the script and turning into like this like really annoying person who's telling everybody what to eat or whatever. Like that's not who you want to be. You want to be you, but have Beachbody coaching enhance who you are, and share that on your Facebook page, or if you have an Instagram page, post pictures. And, one of the things that I do is I'm not really a person who talks about products, like in terms of the names of something, because here's one of the things that I say. People can buy the products from Beachbody, or they can buy, you've probably seen them. They'll buy something from Amazon or whatever, but they don't get you. They don't get your value. They don't get the challenge groups. So I share more about the experience rather than, naming, Max 30 or whatever the product is, because they'll just go order it. Like, they just will. So how are you different? Who are you? Find out who you are and attract those people. So if you're a mom, hello, like, share that. Share how Shakeology gives you more energy to play with your kids, or, how you're now able to, I don't know, like, but be who you are. Don't become who you see the top coaches maybe being. Like, it's great to follow people and to get the tips and the things that they're doing, but people buy you. They'll see right through you being fake and phony and a salesperson. Like, who wants that?
Totally. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. People are watching you, and the only thing that separates you from somebody else is you. Yeah. Right? And at the end of the day, dear, the things that you just said home, it's back to the 3 vital behaviors. I always tell everybody, if you are struggling in this business, it always goes back to one of 3 vital behaviors. You're either not inviting, right? You're not being a product of the product, or your personal development. For me, I almost think inviting on my list is like the third, because if I'm a product of the product and I'm sharing my brand and I'm reading and massaging my brain with good stuff, you create the law of attraction, and inviting just happens.
Yeah, people come and they want to know what you're doing, and
exactly.
They're performing, and you build the relationships.
Exactly. Can I open up and see if anybody has any questions for you? Dia, it was great.
Sure.
Anybody? I'm going to open up to the gallery view so I can see everybody here. Hold on, everybody. Who has questions for Dia? Anything? Come on, guys. I know somebody has a question for Dia. Let me go around and look.
Okay.
Hold on here. Guys, put your hand up to the thing if you have a question. Maria, you always have a question. I know you're laughing. I almost want to unmute your line. What are you thinking right now? Look, I unmuted you because I know you're thinking something.
You're putting me on the spot now. All right. Okay. Let's see. I'm very inspired by Dia. I love watching her, and I like the part about her being her. I think I still struggle with my brand. So she hit it right on the head for me when she said, who do you want to attract? Dia, boy, you just slapped me in the face with that, because it really is. I mean, even where I am now, I'm just still struggling with that. So how do you figure that out? I mean, I guess I guess I need a little more guidance on how do I figure out who I want to be, who I want to attract, I mean.
Well, I like to say you want to start with the qualities of the person that you would like. Who do you want to join you? Who would you love to work out with? Who would you love to be on your team? Who would you see as someone who's successful? Would that be someone who is busy or doesn't have a lot of time? Would that be a stay-at-home mom? Like, who would that be? Who would you relate to? Like, I mean, I don't know enough about your story, but, who are you?
I'm an over 50 woman that I want to work out with people over 50 and who don't have a lot of time and are afraid to move out of their comfort zone. And I want to help them do that. Mm-hmm. So that's who I want to be.
Okay. Were you afraid?
Oh, yeah.
What were you afraid of?
Failing.
Why?
Why am I afraid of failing?
Well, yeah. Why were you, or why are you still? Yeah.
I'm afraid people are going to think I'm dumb, that I look dumb, that what are you doing? I mean, you're a 50-year-old woman. Why are you out there telling everybody that you're a Beachbody coach? I mean, I get a lot of slack from people at work. And boy, David tells us all about that, what he's gone through. Mm-hmm. And I'm still afraid of what people think about me.
Maria,
That's hard.
That goes, and Dia, you can answer.
that's the person, that's partly, I mean, that's the personal development. That's key. It's key. You know, here's what came to mind. Kick fear in the face. Right? Because are those people who you want to emulate?
No.
Do they matter in your life?
No.
Can they in any way change your health right now? Can they in any way change what you do? How do you feel?
I don't want to be around them. I feel good because I had a conversation with Shanna Carlucci last week, and she told me all about this book called You're a Badass.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, and I've read that book in about one day. And today I feel like a badass. But I haven't for a long time.
As you should.
But I hear watching you and listening to you, Dia, holy cow. If you can do it, I can do it.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
You get to diamonds by not fighting fear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't get to that it didn't happen by accident at all. But like I always say, success doesn't go on sale. And it's those that are willing to just turn their backs and do what they know and follow. Anchors or engines, right? I always say, surround yourself with engines, the team, people like hearing Dia, your personal development, increase it. You know, kick it in the face, as Dia said.
Okay.
Totally.
Thank you so much. I really needed this.
And Maria, set up a time that you a one-on-one call with you and I.
Okay.
All right, we'll chat. And just
All
go
right,
look at the chat feed right now. If having people say that they love you. All right.
No, come on.
I'm serious. Go look at the chat. It's blowing up. Any other questions for Dia? Something come to mind? Go ahead, Shannon. Shannon just hit diamond this past week. Congratulations.
Hi, Dia.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. By the way, I am trying for the first time. I am doing Insanity Max 30, and I am getting for lack of better words, my ass kicked. So
Everyone does.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna nail this one. I might get better, but I don't know if I'm gonna nail it. So I resonate with you as being a professional who works very long hours. I actually travel for a living, and my biggest thing is, I have 14-hour days, and when I'm on the road or I'm in an airplane, and I'm making it all happen. You can probably relate to having a certain level of anxiety. But it's excitement, knowing that this is something that we have in our hands that's so limitless, that I'm very, very excited. My husband's a coach too. He's on the call as well. But I guess I just really want to know, while you were working, what got you through your day? I mean, you're a mother, you're a wife. I'm all of those things too, working. It's hard, and I get that. But sometimes I feel almost so inspired by this and a little discouraged by my own job that I still have to maintain. How'd you get through that? I know you had your aha moment where it was time, okay, great, I'm going to go now, but I'm not there yet. I want to be, but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I have to tell you, look, I'm always going to keep it real. There were many days when I just would drive to work or and I was in tears. I just was, because I knew that there was something more, but I knew that there was something I had to do in the meantime. And first of all, what I didn't do is thank God for my husband, who is amazingly supportive, and marrying me and marrying what I became, right, an attorney. So we had our arrangement in terms of the way we worked our marriage. A lot of that didn't change when I worked my business. We both had an agreement that I worked long hours as it was as an attorney. So if I was going to now invest time into this coaching business, then we were going to have to treat this the same way I treated my career. it was going to be a priority. So, you know, when we made time, when we decided that this, you know, like our girls, I'd be like, mommy has to work. And they didn't differentiate between my, you know, my job as an attorney or my job as a coach. They just knew when mommy had to work, then mommy had to work. And they're now 10 and 7. But, you know, I've been a coach for 4 years, so they were younger. But it started for us with really a training process for them, because it was the same way, like if I was working out, like that was my time. And they sort of grew up seeing me, you know, and sort of understanding boundaries. And so there's certainly sacrifice that has to take place, you know, all around. But, you know, some of it is also really appreciating where you are, right? Because, and there were times that I didn't do this. I wasn't good about this all the time, that I would, you know, be like, oh my God, I hate my job now. Like, I hate that I'm doing this. But guess what? Like, it allowed me to do what I was able to do. So you can't, you know, sort of hate it in the process, because that, first of all, that's negative energy, and it's just not good for you. But also it serves a purpose, right? Like, those people could be your contacts. Like, do you know how many my former colleagues are now like, I want to know what you're doing because you look fantastic and you are so happy. And like, so, you know, like, while you're in it, like, think about what good can come from it and focus on that, but also make your business a priority. If this is something you know that you are going to want to do later, and more of it, then, you know, really just start just being focused about that time and just saying, like, dedicate, like, being serious about it, treating your business like a business when you can.
Yeah, I certainly have been doing that. And I actually, absolutely love my career, what I do. I don't hate it.
Okay, good.
No, I don't at all. I think I have a glory job where, you know, the travel is exhausting at times. And I attract people who ask me all the time, how in the world are you doing this? I'm actually doing it for them, you know, because I realize that, wow, they are watching me, and wow, I am inspiring them. It's just so overwhelming that, yeah, I some days I kind of lose it, but, you know, I'm keeping on, and I'm excited. And I think you did an awesome job in the video. I'm so excited for you, and I love that I'm doing it and that I have the opportunity to have met you. So
thank you.
Guys, any other questions for Dia? Anybody? Do you have a team call right behind this?
Yeah.
All right. So I won't keep you. Any other questions for Dia? No other questions. Dia, my last question. Rob, and this is Rob's going next weekend?
Yes. To the men's retreat. I had to think about what next weekend was. Yes.
All right. The men's leadership event, which I know there's Stacy and Rob. My Rob on the team is going. There you are. You shaved your head. Look at that. So I'll touch base with him because I definitely want to see him when we're there. So I guess with that, Dia, thank you so much for coming on the call. Your story is amazing. And I look up to you each and every day, you and Rob. You guys are living the journey. Kristen and I see you guys doing it. And, you know, we're following right behind you. And thank you so much again. And you rock, girl. You rock. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good luck. God bless you.
Bye-bye, guys. And, guys, have a great week. And I'll talk to you guys all soon. Bye-bye.